Hi, this is Miss Jenny, and I wanted to show you our last craft for summer reading, which makes me sad, but we're coming to an end. This is going to be a presentation, a wrap-up for our summer reading, but I saved the best craft for last. I hope you've been working on your Imagine Your Story, and that you'll be sending us your story so that we can have a slideshow to present to others. I hope you've had fun with your castle pieces, and if you need some help with that or have questions on how to get your picture or your little film that you've developed, please come or call. You can come into the library. We are open. We are limiting the number of people. We are disinfecting the library daily. We're limiting one family at a time into the children's library, and all the books that have been read and all the books that we purchased for summer reading, Imagine Your Story, are in the children's library. By the time you see this, they will all be there on display. So please come into the library. We're making it as safe as possible for you and for ourselves. We have paper masks for you to wear if you don't have your own mask. We have hand sanitizer several places in the library, and we're cleaning the door as often as we can as people come in and out, both sets of doors. We're cleaning the surfaces every morning and every evening, and as we see that things are touched, we have special bins set up at the end of every stack, and as we see people pulling things out to look at them, then we're putting them in those buckets or boxes at the end of every stack, and we're disinfecting. We're keeping items that are returned to the library in 48-hour quarantine so that we can keep things as safe as possible for you in our library. All right. One of our staff members, Joanne, went early on when we found out what our theme was, and she found all these wonderful little gnomes and fairies because she knew that perhaps you would like to make your own fairy garden in your yard space. And if you don't have your own yard space, you could create one in your house, which is what I did. I took some cardstock, but you could do this with construction paper, and I simply cut out some tree trunks and some leaves, and you could do this in your own house on a piece of poster board. And we want you to have the opportunity to have some of these pieces. So if you're registered with our summer reading program, you can come in and select 3. Everybody that's registered for the summer reading program can come and select 3 among all these pieces, items for your own fairy garden. I think you'll have a lot of fun setting up your own fairy garden. You can get online and find lots and lots of information on how to set up a fairy garden in your own yard or in your own house. And there's lots of fun characters here to choose from. Here's a wishing well. Here's 2 gnomes on a split log as a teeter-totter. We have a little bird bath here, tables. There's some little lawn furniture, as you see, gnomes playing instruments, benches, all kinds of things, wishing wells, a little log table with a teapot on it. Oh, it's going to be fun to set up your own fairy garden in your own yard or in your house. In your bedroom, you could make some gnome houses out of cardboard boxes. Oh, that would be fun. I can imagine there would be hours and hours of play for boys and girls with this. And if you have a tree or bush in your backyard, or you could build up a mound of dirt and sand, cover it with some moss or some leaves, and make hills for these little creatures to hide behind. Oh, what fun that would be. So I want you to be creative and take pictures, please, if you want to, and send it to us of your fairy garden, because even when summer reading is over, we want to see what you've created, and we can post it on our website or on our YouTube page or on our page on Facebook. Wouldn't that be fun to share with everybody? I wanted to show you a book also that we have called Backyard Fairies. We didn't read this book, but oh, it's a fun book. So you'll want to come and check this out as well. And I also wanted to remind you of keeping up with the stories that you have read. And I hope you have picked up a sheet. If not, we have them available at the library. So hopefully you've been keeping up with your books that you have read. And once again, we have prizes to hand out at the end of summer reading for the ones that have read stories at home. You don't have to read library books. Remember, you can read books that you have at home, books that you've checked out from other libraries, perhaps the Abilene Library, Cross Plains Library, any library that you go to, or books that you have at home. We just need the name of the book. You can even put down the author, which is a really good habit to begin with, because when you get older, you'll want to keep a list of the books that you've read in your life. That kind of tells you a history of your life. So be sure and come and get your sheet to keep a record of the books that you have read. And then we'll be issuing certificates like we do every year that you have attended summer reading. No, you didn't get to come into the library, but still this is something you'll want to keep. We're so proud that you participated in our virtual reading program this year. It wasn't the same for us, and I'm sure it wasn't the same for you. We can't wait until we can have you back in the library safely. We miss you and we love you, but please don't hesitate to call. Please come in. As we said, we have made things as safe as possible for you to come into the library, and we have limited the number, as I said. If you or your parents need to come into the library, we have set up a schedule for 1-hour slots on the computer, and we're only allowing 2 people in the computer lab at a time. Call for a reservation to get in the computer lab. We are not opening up the all computers at this time because we haven't thought that it is a way to keep social distancing in that small area. But when we get that figured out, we'll let you know. Bye for now. Love you.